This is Tom Duty. This is Tom Duty. Tom Duty. Tom Duty. Middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search from my site. I, I completed my minimum requirements in New Jersey and earned a referral fee for my friend who I know in a traditional way in the barrio. Her referral fee. And then got sick of riding a bicycle and decided walking would give me a little bit more flexibility. Walking is what I could do in New York City. I came to learn that you have to start another account. So I opened another account, which I found another sponsor. His name is Black Horseman. So I am 3 deliveries on the way to whatever I need, probably 20, 25 maybe. And I'm going to share my screen. Uber's got a few new things, including tipping. Start with tipping. I think I'll start. Going through Instagram posts. So here it is. This is, I come to what looks like the same slide twice, but it's not. One is an email notice saying Uber will have tips, and you're going to have to click accept tips. So I read it and thought, okay, I guess I'll worry about it later. With some question of whether or not I'd actually be prompted, whether or not I'd actually find it. And so this is from the email. Uber announcing they will be accepting tips. This is, of course, you've always been able to accept tips, but now you can accept in-app tips. And the generous people at Uber pass 100% of it along. And this is the other one. Tipping is here in New Jersey. Proves to be for New York also, which means you can now earn more money when you hit the road to make deliveries with Uber. You are putting the work, someone else's work in to make someone else's day. So you should have the opportunity to give thanks. That sentence doesn't make sense. And as a thank you for your partnership, we're committed to continuing to find more ways to improve your experience delivering with Uber. Whatever. Tipping is here. I think they need to have some writing help. So when I registered my new account, so just 2 different email addresses and 2 different background checks. I had to check my background, and in addition to the background check they had already done in New Jersey, both came back clear for me. I've had more police activity in New York. I even had one arrest, which was dismissed. I spent a night in jail. I was arraigned the next day. So I kind of thought maybe in New York I might not get approved. I did. So in order to activate after my background check had cleared, I needed to go to one of the green light hubs. And in New York City, there's 3 of them: Queens, Brooklyn, and the Bronx. There's nothing in Manhattan and nothing on Staten Island. So this is the Falchi building, F-A-L-C-H-I, Falchi. Falchi is what my wife would say. Falchi. And it looks like a fashionable building. Make no mistake about it. This is a hip part of Queens. People who are new to New York City, you don't know there's hip parts of Queens. Everybody knows there's hip parts of Brooklyn. More people should be surprised that there are hip parts of Queens. Well, this is one of them. This is the Falchi building. And if you're going to go to a hip part of Queens, listeners, consider my advice. Don't take a subway. don't drive. Take a city bike. You want to go to a hip neighborhood. New Yorkers are not just snobs about what you wear. Fashion is considered what you wear. It's what you do, how you do it. It has more to do with style. All right? Don't take a subway. It's summertime. Go and take a city bike. So I crop this. Listeners, this, where I'm moving, this is the Queensboro Bridge. So you come over the Queensboro Bridge on your city bike, and then you cross another bridge here over this rail yard. This is a very long bridge, not as long as the East River, but it's a very long bridge given that it's only going over a railroad track. It's going over a lot of railroad tracks. And then you get to the other side, you take a right, and it's a very dangerous intersection. You got to cross before you get to this point. But that'll be obvious. There's no crosswalk here, but take a right-hand turn and you find this station, this docking station. And that docking station is called 47th Avenue and 31st Street. The Falchi building is right here. Now, if you're really cool, you're going to go over and do extreme sports, play paintball, spend some of your hard-earned money that you make with Uber. LaGuardia Performing Arts Center. Again, I told you this area was hip. This is where I stand right now on delivery. I've done 3 deliveries. It's rated me on nothing. And these are my 3 deliveries. These are all within my New York City account, my second account, my brand new account. This is all I have. So on July 4th, listeners, that's not a coincidence. That's the holiday. My wife was working. I wanted to do something. Each of these includes a couple of dollars, somewhere between $2 and $3 boost money. The only 3 deliveries I did, I attempted to work most of the day, but I didn't try very hard. If I had tried harder, I would have gotten on a city bike and gone to more active area. But it was kind of an experimentation. I wanted to see what I would get out of Midtown. The answer is not much. Every single one of those was McDonald's, 3 for 3. And these are the now 4 people who have enrolled using my code. So Mohammed has enrolled some time ago and has stalled. I'm making no point to nudge him into action. I'm just thrilled to use my code. And I mean that. I am truly happy that Mohammed, this is Nicholas, also somewhere else he's listed as Nikki. This is Nicole. And this is Tenora. And I found each of them on WhatsApp. So Tenora, Nicole, Nicholas, and Mohammed. If he does advance, I think I'll get $100 from Mohammed. Nikki, go for it. I get $300 if you finish the requirement. Nicole, I get $100, and Tenora, I get $200. This is absolutely cool. This is potentially, let's say $100 plus another $100 plus the $200. There's 4. There's $700 here. If all 4 of these people meet their quota, I'm on my way to meeting my second quota. I already earned the referral bonus for Michelle, and I am advancing toward earning a second referral bonus for Black Horseman. The small commercial announcement for Black Horseman. He is on YouTube, does kind of the same thing I'm doing. This is what you have to click right here. So listeners, I said this is, it looks like a duplicate screen because it's kind of a duplicate screen, but this is actually a screenshot of inside the app. So you have to go click accept tips. And that prompts, and it is highly unlikely, unless you misread it and think you're getting spammed, you're going to click maybe later. Oh, you have reason to regret that. Listeners, don't miss this. Accept tips. Maybe later probably means you'll get reminded again. But in the meantime, you might be missing tips. And that's it. So I've got the tips. I've got my 4 people have used the code. I'm trying to be polite, not spam these people. At the same time, I want them to know that I'm available to assist, and I'm financially rewarded if they get the minimum. I'm available if they would like some help. My 3 deliveries to date in New York City. I think I'm going to do more on Saturday, and my rating shows nothing to date. And then here again is the rack outside the Falchi building. This is if you choose Queens. It just happened to be the best of the 3 for me: Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, based on where they're located, not only in those boroughs, but this one was most accessible for me with the city bike. And this again, this is a Queensboro Bridge. This is the Queens. This is probably the closest subway station. Arguably, this is probably better. Court Street on the M train, or Queens Plaza on the M train. Quick cross over this bridge, walk down Thompson, and you're there. It's relatively easy to get to. And it's the Falchi building, Falchi, and it's a very cool place. And that was the email from Uber, and this is describing the tips. This has been Tom Duty, middle-aged American living in New Jersey near the Lincoln Tunnel. If you were to visit my website, you would type Howdy Doody into Google. You'll find the correct spelling of the famous puppet. You then combine Tom Duty in a Google search for my site. Thank you for listening. Have a good day, good evening, or restful night's sleep. Ciao.